The night Sarah found the notebook, the rain wouldn't stop. It hammered the windows of the old boarding school like fingers trying to get in. The power had failed twice already. Everyone else had crowded into the common room, but Sarah stayed in the library. She liked the silence, the smell of dust and forgotten things. That's when she first saw it. A black notebook sat alone on the highest shelf, where books were usually too old and too fragile to be touched. No title on the spine. No author. Just a single phrase carved into the cover, as if scratched by something that had claws instead of hands. This book belongs to the dead. She laughed nervously and pulled it down. The lights flickered. The first page was blank. The second page wasn't. Rule 1. Write a name on these pages and picture the face clearly. They will die. Rule 2. The death will look natural unless you describe it. Rule 3. Once a name is written, it cannot be undone. Sarah closed the book at once. Someone had written an elaborate prank, she told herself. But the longer she held it, the colder her hands felt. She didn't use it. Not at first. 2 weeks later, she wished she never found it. Mr. Calloway, the school disciplinarian, had always been strict, but this year he'd grown cruel. He humiliated students and smiled when people cried. That afternoon, Sarah stood outside his office, shaking. He'd failed her in a course she had never even taken. His mistake, he knew it, but he enjoyed saying, "Appeal denied." When she got back to her room, the notebook was already sitting on her desk. It was open to a blank page. She tried not to think the thought, but it grew anyway. His name. His face. Her hand moved before she decided to write. The pen pressed down, heavy, as though guided. When she finished the last letter of his name, a drop of ink fell, spreading like a shadow. The notebook warmed in her hands. The next morning, Mr. Calloway was found slumped over his desk. Heart failure. Healthy man. No warning. Sarah couldn't breathe. The school whispered. The teachers cried. But Sarah heard nothing but a scream in her own mind. Sleep became a stranger. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw his face, and the guilt felt like drowning. She hadn't described the death, but the book hadn't needed help. That night, she tried to throw the notebook away. It was back on her desk in the morning, open. Waiting.